Channel mammals, we're about to perform a triple ginger snap. Hurry, the performance is just about to begin. See you there. Okay, everybody, welcome to Yankees Galley. And we are just about ready to make these triple ginger biscuits. The first thing we have to do is light the stove. This butter has to melt and it has to get a little bit browned. The butter has to become brown. So we're going to melt those, and then I'll tell you why these are called triple ginger biscuits and why they're snaps. That's important because one of the things that got me interested in making ginger snaps is a lot of the times when I find them in the shops, they're either too snappy or too soft. And I'm trying to get it so that when you bite the ginger snap, it starts to bend and then it snaps. That's what I'm aiming for. So we're supposed to stir this a little until, I just turned it off. I was getting too excited. We have to stir it until the butter stops frothing. And then when that stops, we can turn it low. I think it's brown enough. See? Can you see? If you can get through the... See how it's toasty looking? There you go. Now it's ready. Whenever I've used powdered ginger that you buy at the shops, I feel like I'm just throwing powder away because it doesn't taste gingery to me. So one time I got a whole bag of ginger. You know, just the small little pieces of ginger that they don't like to sell in the shop, so they sell it for $1.50 for a big bag. And I didn't get to use it all up. So over the time, it dried. Let me show you how it does. This is where I keep powdered ginger. I mean ginger for powdering. Some of it is still plump. This is still proper ginger. Some of them are all dried up. They get into little tiny bits like this. And then what I do with them, you don't have to take the skin off of them or anything. Everything is saved. Just put it in a blender and it turns to dust. And even the skin becomes really incredibly rich ginger taste. So that's how I get my powdered ginger. And I'm almost out of it, and I'm glad that this ginger is nearly ready to be ground up. But see how it looks? See? Isn't it beautiful? And it's really potent. So we're going to put 2 teaspoons of this powdered ginger in here. And it is going to really bring out the taste of ginger. Whilst this is cooling down a little bit, and the flour and the soda and the salt are waiting to be used, I can chop up some ginger. Okay, so we've got the powdered ginger in there now. And in a minute, we can grate the fresh ginger in, and this ginger will be all chopped up. You know, I've known about ginger for such a long time. When I was a little girl, nobody really knew what crystallized ginger was, or even what ginger was. It wasn't yet really brought into America in a big way. Maybe powdered ginger that we would put in Christmas cakes and Christmas cookies, but not really used in the breadth and the depth that we use it today. But I always knew about it because it was my papa's favorite thing. And every year for Christmas, I knew that I would make him happy if I bought him some crystallized ginger. And where I got the crystallized ginger was the only place possible to get it. And that was in San Francisco on Sunday afternoons. My grandmother and grandfather would take us to Golden Gate Park. And in Golden Gate Park, there's a beautiful Japanese tea garden with gorgeous gardens, and I remember the bridge, this very, very steep bridge that as little children we had to hike up, straight up this bridge over a pond or a little stream, and then down the other side. It was so much fun. I just loved it. I would do it all day long. And then there was a beautiful little kind of a pagoda out in the garden where they served tea and special little cakes and things that were from Japan. And there were little tiny glassine bags with crystallized ginger in them, or also thick cut coconut that was toasted. Those are the two things that we always got there at the tea gardens. And so all my whole life I've been nibbling little bits of crystallized ginger. So it's something that's been a big part of my memories and my everydays. Now, it doesn't say to do this, but I'm going to mix it into the flour so that the flour helps to separate it, because it's getting kind of sticky when it's all cut up. This way, I can stir it in here, and the flour will help to separate it into every little tiny piece that I cut. This is 1/4 cup of molasses, 1 1/4 cups of dark brown sugar. Great. Butter going across the floor. Here we have two more things to do. The ginger, I've already skinned this ginger. I've already taken the skin off of it. And we just grate again. Okay, so 1 full egg, 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. So there we go. And all goes into here. And you're supposed to just stir it in just until it's all dampened by the sugars and butters, and then not mix it too much beyond that. I see the little bumps of the crystallized ginger in here. I can't wait to bite into one. Here's what happened last night. I put the dough for the ginger snaps into the icebox to chill, and I just closed the icebox door and walked out of the galley. I forgot to say goodbye to you. And then I was going to wait until the morning to start again. So here we are. But also, I must say, I was feeling a little uncomfortable because I thought somehow it just didn't seem important to be making ginger snaps and talking about ginger snaps at this time in the world. And I just felt like, what good is all this for the world? And then I had overnight to toss and turn about it and to listen and learn about it. And I came up with a thought. You see, Evelyn, our dear boat boy girl from Mexico, said, Victoria, why don't you talk about politics? And I went, oh man, I can't do that. I said, I thought to myself, I wouldn't, first of all, I would not be the one to do it. And secondly, there's so much to absorb. It certainly doesn't need another voice. But what did come to me that I felt I could share, even though I won't share it in depth because I respect you all so much. I don't mind who you are, where you come from, where your thoughts are. I just feel that the fact that we're here together, that you have sought this channel to watch, you must be my best friends. And it doesn't matter anything beyond that. And so here's all I thought. I thought, it's okay to make ginger snaps. And it's okay to go on with our everyday lives, even though this is probably the most urgent time for our thoughts and our prayers to be focused on God every moment of the day and night, to protect and to guard and guide and to listen and learn. And I thought, well, it's okay to do these things, but to maybe think of a game-like way to keep our thought focused on what's really important. And I thought, I was imagining when I was measuring out the little ginger snaps and rolling them and putting them in the tin, what if every time I did that, I thought of another quality that I wanted to embrace, or another truth that would help our country, our nation, and our world. And I kept thinking how each little ball could be an example to me of focusing my thought. And I thought this could be for anything we're doing. Every mile we have to drive in a truck or a car. Every little detail that has to be done. Every stop we have to make in our errands or in our work. And just try to exercise the discipline to serve like Minutemen and women. You know, to really be there for this beautiful nation. And I thought, well, what are the facts of this nation? One is that we are one nation under God. That's in our Pledge of Allegiance, right? One nation under God. And when you think of it, it's the example to all the world. If we could live that under God quality enough that the world will follow, which they want to follow. They want to follow this United States of America. But we haven't always been a good example of that. We haven't always been grateful enough. We haven't always been dutiful in our Constitution and in our rights, these glorious rights that we have. Have we really exercised those rights? Have we had a sense of freedom of speech, and a speech that only blesses and enlightens and enriches? Have we exercised the right to worship in our own way? And all those things are things we can be thinking about. And those are my political statements for today. Okay, now let's get busy on our project. So this is the sugar. Now these sugar crystals are quite large, and they don't need to be. You can just use regular sugar, but there's something kind of festive about this kind of sugar. And it also does make a difference in the taste, because there's something about the crunching on it that makes it kind of special and festive. So that's why I like using it. Put the scoop in, and I scrape it off so that it's just a regular half a scoop. And then everyone is exactly the same. It's sometimes hard to get them out, but just like that. Oh, well, you have to do this. There's one. I have the oven set at 350 degrees, but I have no idea really if this oven is 350 degrees. So I'm sure it'll be fine, whatever you decide. Okay. Real ginger snaps. Snapping right off the parchment. Aren't they great? You need to have a little light on the subject. So, we'll light the candle. candles. This is so exciting. I can't wait for you to taste these. And okay, there they are. And we always eat these with a bite of cheddar cheese. Aren't they sparkly? Did they look sparkly to you on the other side of the world? Can you see them sparkle? Maybe in the candlelight. Oh yes, right? Okay, so that's why I use big sparkles. Let's see. I think they're going to be just perfect. Ready? See? You hear the crunch? And then, whoa! These are unbelievable. And they're just the right, watch. See how they start to bend? And then they snap. And here, see if you can listen. These are the best ginger snaps I have ever had. Okay, I know what I did to make them better. So, and then a bite of cheddar cheese right after you eat. Sometimes you can do it like this. Together. This is amazing. I am so happy.